All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Sunday morning here. 4 days before the man in the red suit jumps down everybody's chimneys and drops off Christmas presents. So hopefully you've been good and you don't get a lump of coal this year for Christmas. Like I've already been told I'm getting one, Chipper.
And you deserve it.
I do deserve it. So we got Chipper with us, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning, everybody.
And then our main man from
The frozen cornfields of Illinois.
the frozen cornfields of Illinois, Mr. D's, ladies and gentlemen.
It is frozen right now. Morning.
And real quick, if you guys are out there, you want to drink some beer, Outlaw Beer has partnered with Redline Radio, Redline Network. So make sure you guys stop out today, get yourself an Outlaw Beer. Go to Sheets if you get any Sheets. $1.79 for a tall boy of Outlaw Light. They're also sold at Walmart, Discount Drug Mart, certain ones, and also sold at Kroger's. And if you're on the West Coast, look at your Albertsons. They are also sold there. So make sure you get yourself an Outlaw Light. Let us know. Take a picture of yourself with the Outlaw Light. Tag Redline Radio. Tag Redline Network. Tag Outlaw Beer. Send it to us, and you'll have an opportunity to win a 12-pack of Outlaw Light after the first of the year. So thanks for Outlaw for working with us here moving forward at Redline Network. Just want to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody out there. Hopefully you got your Christmas shopping done or you're just finishing up. But we got a big game today for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that's why we're here. We're talking Steelers football as they currently sit. What's their record right now, Chipper?
8-6.
8-6.
Same as the Detroit Lions.
Same as the Lions.
Now, is it Detroit or is it Detroit?
Well, that's a good question. How did you pronounce it, Chipper?
Detroit.
How do you pronounce it,
Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Pittsburgh all time against them is 38-18 against the Lions.
Well, 19 after today.
Yeah, well, but remember all those years the Lions were pretty shitty up until 3 years ago. So you can throw that record out the window.
All right. So we'll get into it. Chipper, your thoughts already on game last week with the Steelers going 8-6. Offense looked pretty good. Any keys that you took from that victory that can possibly help them win today, because you and D's are in favor that they're not going to win today. So go ahead.
So is anything to be taken away from last week that will help us win this week?
Yes.
Nothing, because we will not win today. We will be lucky to cover the spread. However, that game last week was probably the best game that they put together, a complete game. Defense looked great. Offense looked really good. Mike McDaniel was a total jackass when he came to the play calling over the fourth quarter. So he helped us out as far as that goes. But yeah, I thought that was the most complete team game that we put together all season.
I would agree with you. I do agree with you on that. Team win for everybody. It seemed like everybody was on the same page. Also, too, the two acquisitions they got wide receiver wise helped out. Marquez Valdez-Scantling helped out. So did Adam Thielen, which people were like, oh, well, why are you getting these older wide receivers? As you can see now, Thielen's there as a blocking wide receiver, and Scantling can be your 2 or 3 wide receiver. I mean, Scantling had a touchdown, looked very comfortable in the offense with Aaron Rodgers because Aaron's familiar with him. Lots of talk. Allen Lazard got released this past week. Your guys' thoughts on Allen Lazard joining the Steelers after this game?
I don't think there's any room in the wide receiver room for him unless you get rid of Scotty Miller or Roman Wilson.
Deez, I'm going to let you touch on that. What do you think about Allen Lazard possibility being with the Steelers? And if he is with Pittsburgh, who do you get rid of?
I think if they were going to make that move, that they would have already done it. Just my opinion. Who knows? Maybe we'll see what happens this week. If somebody gets banged up or whatever, they could move to bring him in. But you're running out of time to get him up to speed. Although with the rapport that he's got with Aaron Rodgers, you probably don't need as much time as somebody else. But I know you guys probably don't really listen to DK much. DK Pittsburgh Sports, they kind of shed some light on the whole Roman Wilson situation, and I'm kind of surprised that it hasn't actually gained a little more media attention. But their information is almost always spot on. Anything that they say on their show, like for whatever reason, DK has pulled the right strings, and he's got a lot of like insider knowledge. So like if for example, some blowhard like Pony says something, I don't put much stock into it. But if DK or his guy says something, I tend to lean that it's probably closer to the truth. And one thing that they talked about this week is Roman Wilson. You know, we have talked about and even seen that he's open, you know, when you watch the all 22. And so we don't really understand why he's been benched and everything. But turns out there's a reason that he's open. He's running the wrong fucking routes. Like he's not, you know, if it calls for a 10-yard break in, like he's breaking it at 8 or breaking it at 12. Like, so not necessarily like supposed to run a post, but he's running a corner kind of thing. But he's just like his timing is really bad. And so while it looks on screen that, hey, he's doing all the things, but he's not like within the system of the offense, he's just not doing it. And maybe a part of that is Aaron saying, get this fucking guy off the field because he's throwing everything off by not being where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there. I think that could have led to the signing of Thielen and the out of nowhere elevation of MVS. And the speculation is that Roman probably won't see the field again this year unless somebody gets hurt. If somebody gets hurt, he still might, because that could be the trigger to get Alan Lazard in here. What was your question?
What are your thoughts about them bringing Lazard in? And if they do, I know you said something about Roman Wilson. Do you think that they cut anybody like a Scotty Miller to bring in Alan Lazard?
Yeah, I think if they do bring him in, I think Scotty is probably a candidate for sure. But at this point, I'm not sure that Roman isn't a candidate. I mean, I know he's on a rookie deal. This is his second year, but you know, it isn't like he's making buku bucks. He's a 3rd round pick, and you can eat that. You know, you can kick him down the road. And I really don't think, other than 2 receivers that we currently have on this roster, I don't think any of these other receivers are back next year.
Who do you think is back next year?
Well, clearly DK, and I think the other one is Ben Skoranek because of what he brings special teams.
Yep.
I think also too, depending on what we talked about off air, if Rodgers comes back next year, which his stats are 2,700 yards already, 22 touchdowns, 7 picks, which is pretty decent for a starting quarterback in this league, especially at his age at 42, or he just turned 42. If he comes back, I think I said at the beginning of this season, if you can get 30 touchdown passes out of him, 10 interceptions, and 3,500 yards, I think that's a great year. I think Rodgers is having a decent year.
Well, isn't he like in top 10 in like multiple
touchdown games?
Multiple stats in regards to QBR.
Yep.
Passing yards, you know, so on and so forth. There's multiple stats that he's in the top 10 of.
Yeah. So if there's a possibility for him to come back and he wants to come back and he can play, I think you bring another guy in who he's comfortable with. I mean, I think you keep MVS on this roster, and it'll be DK, MVS, Skoranek, and the rest of them will go. They'll draft probably a wide receiver and another person that Rodgers is kind of, they'll probably make a trade or something who Rodgers is comfortable with and go with that. I do believe the MVS might not be on this roster, but there's a possibility of, depending on how he plays the rest of the season, that he could catch himself on this roster for next year, just like Asante Samuel. Asante Samuel is getting his second start of the season because James Pierre is out, and there's a lot of talk behind the scenes and a lot of talk with people, you know, that are with the Steelers, that the Steelers are real high on him, and this was an opportunity for him to show them that he can still play. He had a big interception last week against Miami, looked really good, all the snaps that he played. So I'm cool with them bringing Asante back for next year.
But in regards to Skoranek, though, do you want to make him your 3rd wide receiver because he brings so much to special teams?
He won't be a 3rd.
Well, I'm saying you bring back DK, and you said Skoranek.
Yeah, so okay. He'll be further down.
Yeah, he's still my 5th wideout for the
he'll be 5th or 6th.
Okay, I just want to make sure you weren't making him the 3rd or
no.
Right.
He'll be.
Yeah, he's going to see the field because of his blocking in the run game. Yeah. He's going to be on the field a lot more than a typical wide receiver 5. But what he brings special teams wise, is just, I mean, he's probably going to make the Pro Bowl and rightfully so. So I definitely see him coming back. MVS is a firm maybe on a really, team friendly vet deal. I think a first round and no later than a second round pick on a wide receiver is an absolute lock. Probably first rounder, depending on what they do.
And who the receiver is, yeah.
Yeah. As it sits right now, and I'm sure we'll get into this a lot more, the week after the wild card game when we're eliminated, we can talk about what we're going to do in the draft. And if I'm Pittsburgh, just right now, what I'm seeing, I'm looking to package picks to acquire picks next year, because what we thought was going to be a quarterback class is not. And instead, now that has been kicked down the road, and there are already experts, I use that term loosely, saying that next year's quarterback class potentially is going to be the greatest of all time. So
that's what they said about this year's draft.
Yeah.
Class. We see how that's panning out.
But I do think Manning has potential. He's not ready this year, and I think Lenora Sellers has potential. He, in my opinion, backslid quite a bit this season. But you're going to have a lot of guys. I mean, if you don't have a shot at Mendoza this season, there's no need to burn a first-round pick, in my personal opinion.
I don't think there's a reason to burn a draft pick at all on a quarterback this year. Then
I think Mendoza is going to be a good one. I really do.
There's no way we're going to get Mendoza.
No.
Can we all agree on that? There's no way in hell we're going to get Mendoza.
Yes. Listen.
So then there's no need to even waste a draft pick on a quarterback, period, since we'll still have whoever QB1 is, whether it's Rodgers, whether it's Flacco, whether it's whoever.
We got Shane O'Mac in the house, Rhodes Marketplace. We also got Dub in this house. So thank you guys for joining, watching Steel City Renegades.
And then assuming you'll bring back Mason Rudolph again, and then you still got Will Howard. So there's your quarterback room right there.
Listen,
whoever QB1 is.
Listen,
so there's no need to waste a draft pick on a quarterback.
If it ain't Aaron Rodgers, then Will Howard goes into camp as QB1.
Fact.
Period. Point blank. End of fucking story.
Fact. Let's go, because I want to see Will Howard and what he's got with some weapons.
I'm not saying that he's going to make it out of camp as QB1, but I mean, even if I bring in, and I've already seen the fucking people talking. Well, we talked about it off air. Pony. Malik Willis next year's QB1. If you get him on the cheap, fine. But I'm not giving him a fucking Justin Fields contract based off of 3 quarters of play with a highly intelligent, offensive-minded head coach that knows how to use him. I'm not giving him $20 million a year based on what I saw.
So let me ask you this question then. You talk about Will Howard. How confident are you, Dees, and I'll go to you, Chipper, if they turn the reins over to him next year and say, hey, you're our quarterback for the future. We're going to go get you another wide receiver 2 and a decent wide receiver 3 and give you the keys to the franchise. Chipper, I'm going to start with you. What are your thoughts on that? If they say, if Rodgers decides not to come back and Howard's your starter day one.
So Will Howard goes into training camp as QB1.
Correct.
They had better give him some weapons on the outside.
Okay.
I mean, it's not fair because the weapons that they have right now are obviously not good. I don't want to say good enough, but Rodgers is, in his experience, is doing what he can, is having a great season. But if you're going to throw a second-year rookie in as your quarterback, then they got to get him some wide receivers, and I'm fine with that. Yeah. I'd prefer if Rodgers did come back for one more year on the team-friendly contract like he did this year to groom Howard more.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't happen, well, then fine. But you got to get either Rodgers or Will Howard some wide receivers.
So you're okay with just them two? If Rodgers comes back, you're fine with him as QB1 next year, as long as
sure.
And if he doesn't, you're fine with Will Howard as QB1.
Yeah, because if Rodgers comes back, then Howard will get groomed for another year by Rodgers.
All right, Dees, you're looking up at the sky. What's up?
I've got a fucking pterodactyl on my ceiling. If you see me dive out of this fucking chair, it dropped on my head.
All right, Dees, your thoughts on that?
I'm not opposed. obviously, like Chipper said, you got to get him somebody, not only a rookie, whether it's the kid from USC, Lemon, I think is his name,
Malachi Lemon.
or Carnell Tate.
would
You got to go with one of these guys that can come in and be productive as a wide receiver too off the bat. I'm not sure what the wide receiver free agent core looks like, but I know that as it sits right now, we are looking at coming into the offseason with like 30, I think I read 37 players under contract. And granted, not all of those guys are going to be back, but and we're still sitting at 60 or 70 million under the cap. And we are at 19 million under the cap right now, which that money will roll over if we don't spend it on anybody else throughout the season. So we are potentially coming into the offseason. It's kind of like we did this past year in the neighborhood of $80 million under the cap and 36, 37 guys rostered, which means that, it's not like you're starting from scratch.
I mean,
so yeah, I'm okay with Will coming in, penciled in as QB1, see what happens in camp. If it doesn't look like he can handle it, you're still going to have, as of right now, you're still going to have Mason under contract. And then obviously they'll have another quarterback in-house, probably two, whether they get one later in the draft or they pick up one of these guys off the scrap heap. No to Joe Flacco. And sure as shit, no to Tua and Kyler and every other fucking name that I've heard.
I wasn't going to mention any of them guys. My question to you guys is, do you guys think as this career went on that Mason's the perfect backup quarterback for this situation and this franchise?
Sure.
Yeah.
I do too. I do too. I think that Mason knows the franchise, even though sometimes he doesn't look like he's happy. But a couple of weeks ago, you seen him and Rodgers joking around on the sidelines. So you know that he's loving the opportunity, but hanging out with Rodgers and being there. Him and Ben didn't have that relationship.
I think he's come to realization that he's not a starting quarterback
in Pittsburgh.
And is he a quarterback anywhere?
I mean, there'd be some team that might spend a little bit of money to let him go start again. Like, I don't know. Like, he would be your starting quarterback for the Browns.
You talking about Mason?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Mason is capable of being at least a serviceable starting quarterback if he's got weapons around him.
In the right situation. Yes.
Yeah, Tennessee was horrible. He had a shit coach with no weapons around him. And they really kind of threw him under the bus because Will Levis sucked so bad that, I do believe that, is Mason a MVP caliber? Fuck no, but he's every bit as good as, any of the mid-level quarterbacks if in the right situation with the right talent around him.
Yeah.
If we were able to draft Carnell Tate, although he probably won't be there by the time we're drafting, that would be outstanding. Him and Will Howard paired together again. That would be outstanding. But I don't think Carnell Tate will be there by the time we're drafting.
Don't never say never, because
hey, there's still hope, man. We could still tank these last three.
I think we're winning our next three.
Starbucks.
No, I think we're winning our last three games. I know, like last year, we lost our last 5 games. And Dee's told me, ain't no way in hell we're losing our last 5 games. And we went on a 5-game losing streak in December. And then we got demolished in the playoffs by who did we play in the playoffs last year? Buffalo.
Baltimore.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Baltimore.
299 fucking yards rushing.
Mm-hmm.
With your boy Russell Wilson as the starting quarterback.
Wasn't my boy.
Chipper wanted him.
I did not.
Anyway. All right, so let's get into this game. Pittsburgh versus the Lions. Dee's, what do you think that the keys are to get a victory against the Lions? What do you got to do to beat them?
You got to stay on the field. The Lions defense is not good. They're near the bottom of the league in pass defense. And I want to say mid at rush defense. Obviously, Aiden Hutchinson is a beast, so you're going to have to shift your protections his way. But yeah, their secondary is decimated by injuries. So Aaron Rodgers has got to get the ball out quick. And again, attack the middle like he's been doing more over these last couple of weeks. Get your
I
tight
was
ends
gonna say
involved.
that. I was going to say that.
You
Go
know,
ahead, Pete.
to channel my inner Ryan Neff, run the ball somewhat effectively. I'd like to see a heavier dose of Jalen this week now that he's, doesn't have COVID or whatever the fuck he had last week. Gainwell had a great game, so build on that momentum. You have to keep the Lions.
Not had a good game. Has Gainwell not had a good game this year? He's been there. He's been our.
Not really.
Yeah, he's
far as I'm concerned, he's our offensive MVP for the year.
I think you better re-sign him at the end of the year too. You better re-sign him.
Oh yeah. He's going to eat some of that salary cap money. Right now he's making what, 1.2 million or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, he'll definitely be back, and that I think is one of those factors that could play into the will he or won't he come back conversation with Aaron Rodgers. I think that's going to be like a prerequisite of whether or not he comes back. He's going to be like, all right, bring this motherfucker back too. Even though he only had a couple carries, I liked what I saw in the very, very limited action that Caleb Johnson had. I like our running back room. Hats off to Dylan Cook. He had a really good game last week for being thrown into the fucking fire like that. But again, he's going to have his hands full with Aiden Hutchinson this week. But you got to keep the Lions off the field. We've done okay against the top backs in the league because we have focused on them. Derek Harmon coming back is going to be huge. So we have to keep that rushing attack in front of us. Can't let Jahmyr Gibbs kill us. That easier said than done because he's such a dual threat. And then Montgomery is, the thunder of or actually, what do they call those guys?
Knuckles.
Yeah, Sonic and Knuckles. So that's going to be the key, is to control the ball, keep them off the field as much as possible. Goff is not one to make a lot of mistakes. So keep everything in front of us. The Lions are among the league leaders as far as attacking the middle of the field. And as we know, unfortunately, we're one of the worst in the league at defending it. So we'll see. We'll see how the safety play is. They're going to have to be on their game to keep between the numbers as a no-fly zone. But it's Detroit. They've been one of those like bipolar teams this year, whereas they could look horrible one week and struggle real bad, and they could also come out and put 50 on the board.
Yeah. Dan Campbell's got a lot of trick plays up his sleeve, and he'll play Dan Campbell football, which take chances when you're not supposed to take chances. Go for it on fourth down. Do whatever he can.
Oh wait, you mean he coaches to win?
Yes, he coaches to win football games.
Yeah, but sometimes
that must be nice.
Sometimes he's a dumbass when he does it, though.
It's all right though. Hopefully he's a dumbass today. I'm a Dan Campbell fan.
Yeah.
I am. I'm a Dan Campbell fan. I like how he coaches. I like how he takes chances to win football games. Other than our head coach doesn't do that. So
except for last week,
I'd take Dan Campbell's left nut as my head coach over what we currently have.
So if Dan Campbell was fired tomorrow, would you take him over Tomlin?
Yes.
In a fucking heartbeat.
Yes. What the hell kind of question is that?
Do you have any other stupid questions?
How much have you had to drink this morning?
Munchkin says, good morning, boys. Go Lions. She is actually from Detroit, but she is now in Vegas. So she's watching us at 7:26 in the morning. So thank you, Munchkin.
Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. 5 in the morning somewhere.
So my thoughts on this game, I think that we need to get DK the ball. I don't know if him and Aaron had like a one-on-one conversation, but DK's been blowing up the last 3 weeks, and Rodgers has been getting him the football and making some throws that I didn't think that Rodgers still can make, and DK's making.
He got lucky on that DK pass last week.
Which one? Where he pushed Mink out the way?
No, well, I'm talking about Aaron's pass, because that thing should have been picked off.
Listen. Sometimes you got to have some luck in football.
Shit.
You got to have some luck in football.
I mean, he's got a cannon. Like that ball. Like,
I get it.
You can't react to it quick enough. That's the beauty of Aaron. Like, that pass, last year against the Jets when Beanie picked him off, basically the same kind of route. It just so happened that Beanie was looking at him when he threw it. But I mean, he rifled that son of a bitch in there. It was damn near the same play.
Good thing we got
that skinny
football. DK's had the last 3 games he's been good.
Yeah.
And kudos to the Steelers for getting Thielen and Marquez or MVS. I know a lot of people were questioning the Adam Thielen signing. Listen, I don't know if you guys have watched the Steelers daily because I normally go to YouTube and I watch the interviews after the game, and Thielen goes, listen, I came here to play for Tomlin, and Rodgers reached out to him and he goes, I'm going to do whatever it takes for this team to win. He goes, if it's blocking, if it's catching one pass, but they told him, they said, you could be our 3 or 4 wide receiver. And Thielen, so far, so good after 3 weeks. He's been decent. I don't have any complaints about him. MVS had a good game last week. So if we can continue to move the ball down the field, and D's touched on it, there was like 5 or 6 passes completed to the middle of the field. So I don't know if there's
Arthur didn't come here because of Tomlin. He came here because he was fucking claimed off of waivers. Like, he didn't have a choice.
Yeah. Well, he said one of his reasons why he wanted to come here is because of Tomlin.
Well, he had 2 choices. He could either be come here or retire. Those were her 2 choices.
Well,
he got claimed off of waivers.
That's what he said. So anyway,
so what are your thoughts about today? Then go ahead.
I think we win today. I think we win 27-24. And I think Rodgers has 2 touchdown passes. One's going to be to Freiermuth, and one's going to be to Thielen or MVS.
Oh, please, the MVS, please.
Why, you got him?
Hell yeah, I played a little money on him. He had plus 650. Yes.
Okay. And I think that the Steelers win out. And for those of you guys who are out there,
I will say this.
Hold on.
I will say this. If they win today, the odds of them winning out are that much better.
So me and Chipper got a little bet going on if the Steelers win out. Chipper, explain the bet real quick.
The bet is Dave thinks that they're going to win out. I say that they lose at least today, but they're not going to win out.
So what's the
Dave loses. He has to drink at some sort of Starbucks coffee.
Live on air.
I don't know. We're going to do it on here. We're going to do it unscripted. We'll figure it out. Hey, there you go. And then if by some heavenly way the Steelers do win out, I have to eat a pizza with pineapple on it.
You got to get ham too to get the full.
Yeah, well,
he's
Hawaiian.
Yeah,
what do you call it? Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah, he's getting a full Hawaiian pizza experience.
But we're to find some place that opens at 10 in the morning or whatever.
I'll get it the night before.
Ew. Cold. Well, yeah, I do eat cold pizza, so yeah, it's not a problem. I could do that. Anyways,
just throw it in the fucking oven for 10 minutes. You'll be good.
Yeah, exactly. I'll throw it in the air fryer before he gets here. Air fryer pizza is pretty fucking good.
So you're saying they're going to win today?
Win today, 27-24. Rodgers has 2 touchdowns, 250, maybe a pick.
I want more than 250.
I
got to have more than 250.
I think Asante Samuel has a touchdown return pick 6.
I would. Okay, so get off topic in regards to him, since you brought him. I would love for him to come back next year.
We all would. He's 26 years old.
Him to play these, 4 games?
4 games.
Last 4 games?
He started the last 2.
Okay.
Yes.
4 games. And if he shows anything what he used to be, what he was.
He's starting to show that, Chipper.
I would love that.
You don't think that they're looking at him for that? He's 26. He's still young. That's
but he's going to be, isn't he a free agent after this year? So I guess it depends on the money, what he's going to want.
You don't think he'll take a team-friendly contract knowing that the Steelers will give him an opportunity and him got to prove it?
Do you know how many other teams out there would take him and probably might?
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, Chipper.
That's my problem. That's the thing.
But he chose to come to Pittsburgh. He chose that when he wanted to come here.
Here's the only problem with that is Joey's coming up for contract time. And even though technically he was a first-round pick because he was taken with pick 32, as far as the NFLPA is concerned, he's a second-round pick, so there is no fifth-year option. So he is going to be up for free agency. So they're going to have to sign Joey in the offseason to extend him because you know how Pittsburgh operates. Once the season starts, they don't negotiate. So that's going to play into what else they do. You know, they're not going to – because, look, pass interference penalties be damned. Joey Porter Jr. is one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL right now. Look at the statistics. He hasn't allowed a touchdown. His passer rating against him is super, super low. He's one of the best cover guys in the league. Whether you like it or not, statistics show that he is a shutdown corner, much like his inspiration for the number 24, Ike fucking Taylor, Dave. And they are going to have to pay that man a lot of money.
Or let me cross you off my
And Asante is probably going to command solid starter money. You know, he has proven that he can still play, and teams out there they're going to throw money at him.
So I'm glad you brought up JPJ and the stats. I don't know stats. I don't follow stats. I was literally going to ask you: is he a DB1? Is he
Yes.
a CB2?
No, as far
as far as money goes.
Oh, he's going to command. I mean, any agent worth anything is just going to pull out that fucking stat sheet and show that he doesn't allow very many completions. Yeah, he's aggressive. He gets, a couple penalties here and there, but he doesn't allow very many completions. He's a surefire tackler, hasn't allowed a touchdown all year, single-handedly won the game in Baltimore by knocking that pass away from Isaiah Likely. Like, he is without a doubt going to get CB1 money.
Does he get Sauce Gardner, Denzel Ward money?
No, I think he's going to be the tier below that. They're not completely crazy, but he's going to be up there. I bet JPJ is top 10.
So D's talking about JPJ. I'm looking up his contract stats. He's on a 4-year, $9.61 million contract, and he is not a free agent until 2026. After the 2026 season.
Yeah, he's under contract next year, but he's on a rookie deal, and he is going to want his extension next season. Like this offseason is when you extend your rookies on the last year. If that's just the way Pittsburgh operates. If they've got a guy who's going into a contract year, if they really have a vision of him on the team, they're going to sign him this coming offseason. That's just the way that they do business. Very rarely do we not sign a guy in the offseason of their contract year and bring him back. It's happened, but it isn't often.
And with the the outstanding waste of money that we spent on No Way Slay, if we by some chance can get JPJ and Asante Samuel Jr. as our CB1 and 2, that would be outstanding, provided Asante does
and
play
bring back Brandon Eccles.
Oh, sure.
Eccles has been phenomenal.
Oh, Eccles has been hands down outstanding for what he's done for us. So
here's the other bad news. Pierre is also going to be up for a contract.
Let him walk.
So if Asante Samuel wants more money than James Pierre, you want to let Asante, you'll sign.
I'm signing Samuel before I'm signing.
Even though he's only played maybe 5 games.
Because I know how Asante Samuel was before. If he can be anywhere close to what he was before, and we got him at 26, that's like getting a draft pick, and you sign him for another 4 years. Yes, I'm cool with that.
I am too. Pierre is 29 years old and wasn't as bad as Dave would have you believe, but still wasn't great up until this season. So, yeah, I would go Samuel before I'd go Pierre.
I can't believe we're actually talking about James Pierre being a good cornerback and even thinking about re-signing him.
I think if you bring Pierre back, you do a 2-year, $18 million.
Well, keep in mind, we were always busting his balls about how bad he was.
You're right.
That's your boy. Always brought it up that he's your boy.
But he's deserved anyway. He's deserved another 2-year to 18, making $9 to $10 million a year, and he'll get that because of his play this year. If it's not in Pittsburgh, he'll get it somewhere else, anywhere from 9 to 11 million. If I'm Pittsburgh and he's a free agent and you got money to spend, I would give him 2-year, 18 million, maybe 20 million on an incentive basis at 20 million. And if you're going to sign Asante Samuel Jr., I would say 4-year, $15 million contract a year. 4-year, $15 million a year.
So 4 years.
You're not getting 15 a year. Okay,
yeah, 15 a year.
You're out of your fucking mind if you think Samuel's going to sign for
4 years
a year.
4 years, $60 million total.
Yes, 4 years.
Yeah, and Pierre is going to want to get paid. I mean, he's been a career backup who's basically made league minimum. So, he's gonna go where the money is, and somebody's gonna pay him.
Again, I just can't believe we're actually talking about him being good and signing him to an extension.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be one thing if he had like one good game, but the man, he has balled out all year that he's played. I mean, I wish he would have been in earlier because Slay absolutely sucked. That was $10 million that we'll never get back. Thankfully, they only signed him to a 1-year deal, so he's off the books.
Yeah, and then he decided to retire.
Yeah. Which
How'd
is
that work out?
that's kind of odd because he had a chance to go to Buffalo.
Yeah.
You know, I would at least rode that out and see what happens. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's a better fit for him, but
well, Eccles was not a free agent. The Steelers signed him for a 2-year, $6 million contract. So he's not a free agent until after 2026.
Well, so he's going to run an extension over next year, or
I mean, they'll probably make him play out his 2026 contract.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be a guy that they prioritize in the offseason. It's going to be a play it out, and then we'll see what happens because they're going to have so many other guys to give extensions to. They're not going to lock him up, especially with him being at best a 3, slot corner kind of guy, because we're going to get either Samuel or Pierre. One of those guys is coming back next year, in my personal opinion. So Eccles is going to be kind of a.
Here's a question for us in the chat. Hey, Dave, would you take Denzel Ward for a second or a first round? Absolutely
no.
No.
Concussion prone.
Give me Caleb Downs in the 3rd round from Ohio State.
Oh, Lord, yes. Well, no, because he's a safety. Caleb Downs is a safety.
Yeah, okay. Downs is our safety.
You already got Jalen Ramsey.
Oh, and you got Duggar, right?
Yeah.
If they bring Duggar back.
And Deshaun Elliott.
Oh, yeah. Deshaun.
Let's not forget Deshaun Elliott's still on this team, and he's good as well.
To answer your question, absolutely not. You guys can keep him.
Could you guys throwing this out there, could you imagine having JPJ and Asante Samuel as your corners, and let's say we sign Eccles, to another contract. Jalen Ramsey can literally play the safety position that he was brought into play, as opposed to swapping back and forth.
Yeah,
he can also still play the slot. Like, would I put him on Jamar Chase 90% of the game? No, but I would be perfectly fine with Jalen Ramsey coming in and playing the slot corner, and you got Duggar and Deshaun Elliott in the back. And you can mix and match and move him back there when one of those guys needs a blow or whatever. That's still on the table.
I mean, yeah, that's basically my point. Having that problem.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good that's a good problem to have. Yeah, I would. And to D's behalf, I think that the window of opportunity on Corey Trice is closed.
Yes.
Like,
unfortunately, yeah, he's got all the talent in the world, and I know you were extremely hard on him, but I'm telling you, if that kid could have stayed healthy, he would be cornerback 2. Like, if it weren't for the injuries, Corey Trice would have been a 1st or 2nd round pick, but he was hurt off and on throughout college. We took a flyer on him in the 7th, and it just, I don't know, then that kid's lower body is fucking cursed.
I mean, here we were talking about how the Steelers were piecing the defensive backfield together. $10 million in Darius Slay, Deshaun Elliott.
Oh, Juan Thornhill. And now here we are thinking, you know what? Come next year, we could have a really good defensive backfield with Jalen Ramsey, Deshaun Elliott, Duggar, Asante Samuel Jr., Eccles, JPJ. I mean,
our current defensive backfield, if we could find a way to fit them in financially, I'm good with. Like, I truly believe that those guys can get it done, and I think Samuel is only going to get better as he plays with this group. And I think Jalen Ramsey could potentially have another 3 or 4 solid years in the safety position and as an emergency slot nickel kind of guy.
I absolutely love the attitude that Jalen Ramsey has brought to the defensive backfield.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a hitter. He is a talker. He don't give a shit. Yep. He'll live. He's brought an attitude to the defensive
That's something
backfield.
this defense needed back in the back end, because Minka, I don't know what was up with Minka, but he took the Steelers' money and ran. After that one Pro Bowl year, he had 6 interceptions that one year. You didn't hear from him. He's not balling out in Miami like everybody thought he was. He had a pick.
Who is balling out in Miami?
Chant.
Okay.
He's balling out.
True.
Darren Waller, he's balling out
after coming out of retirement. Yes.
Hey, listen. I mean, just my thing is, if I'm the Steelers, I agree with both you guys. I would re-sign your whole defensive backfield. Maybe go get another guy who can fill in for Eccles or these guys if they get hurt. But I'm cool with what we have. I'd bring Duggar back. I would. I like Kyle Duggar big time.
I agree.
I like Duggar big time. They just re-signed what's his name, Jeremiah Moon, as a third option for your linebacking crew.
He's going to get a lot of playing time this week.
He's going to get a lot of playing time,
Yeah,
and he's a special teams ace. Danny Smith said that he was glad to have him back. So, I mean,
yeah, your backups going into tonight or today are going to be DeMarvin Leal and Moon. That's your backup edges.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that for 1 or 2 games.
Yeah, fucking have to be, because that's where we're at.
Choice today.
Yeah, but
so okay, since we bringing that up, TJ Watt situation. Do you think he's pissed off at the organization for what happened?
I don't think he's happy. I mean, I know it's a freak accident, but I think it's maybe the way that it was handled that has him kind of upset about things. I don't know. I get a weird vibe and obviously TJ hasn't said anything, but just hearing JJ talk on the Pat McAfee show makes me think that, there's more than meets the eye. And Kaboli even alluded to that on the radio the other day, that there's more to the story, and it'll be interesting to see if and when that comes out, what the hell the deal is. I don't think we're seeing TJ again this year until maybe Baltimore, if we need him. Like if there's a miracle on 34th Street and we clinch the division before that game, TJ's not playing against Baltimore. We won't see him until our playoff loss.
So if Pittsburgh wins today, they can clinch the division next week in Cleveland. That'd be a hell of a game to go to.
Here's how it works. If we win today
and Baltimore
loses today, and Baltimore loses Saturday, the division's over.
Yep.
But if we win, Baltimore loses this week, we win, or Baltimore wins, and we win against I think we could still clinch that way. I'm not 100% sure.
They were talking about against Cleveland.
Oh yeah, if we win the next two and Baltimore loses one of them, we're division champs before that game even happens.
Let me ask you this question, okay? We talk about resting players if we get into the playoffs and whatever, and Watt doesn't play the rest of the season.
Yes.
If you get when you get to Baltimore and you're resting Rodgers for essentially 2 weeks or a week, or it'd be 2 weeks because you got the playoff or the week and then. Or no, it's 1 week, right? Because it's
there ain't no bye.
Okay, so it's 1 week unless you're the 1 or 2 seed, right?
Just the one seed.
One seed. So, do you give Will Howard the opportunity to play that game and start that game, or do you turn the reins over to Mason and then maybe bring in Will Howard second half?
Out of respect, I'm starting Mason, but I'm playing Will Howard at some point, whether it's the half or fourth quarter. He's gonna get on the field. But I'm starting Mason because Mason's been the guy, all year. I'm giving him the start.
Chipper, your thoughts?
Well, you haven't answered my question about TJ Watt. I mean, do you think there's more to it? I mean, is he pissed off at the organization?
I think.
I mean, D says that TJ's spokesman JJ's doing all the talking and haven't heard anything. But
I think that Deez is onto something. JJ's onto something. I think that there's something going on in the organization because they're paying him big money and he hasn't lived up to the hype of, the sacks and whatever. And a guy who wears number 95 for the team in First Energy is close to the sack record. And they compare him to TJ all the time. And them two are, best defensive players of the year, whatever. Who's better? TJ has not lived up to his contract. Whether him being hurt this year or getting double teamed or whatever, he has not lived up to that big contract extension, whether anybody likes to put that out there or not. Deez may say he's getting double teamed or whatever, and they're getting the ball out, but he hasn't
made it. It's a fact. He's the most double teamed and chip player in the NFL.
Okay, but he still hasn't made impactful plays for the Steelers defense to win football games this year. I think he made one last year. To me, I think he's lost a step, and I think that big contract. What does that
have to do with it?
I totally get what you're saying, and I think maybe he has lost that, but that has zero to do with basically what we're asking you, which is in injury.
with the dry needling thing.
Oh, I thought you were asking me if he's coming back next year. I would say,
No.
The dry needle. Yeah, I don't know. There's something more that happened behind the scenes. I don't know if is the trainer still there that shot him up or whatever.
I personally think it's probably something to do with the NFLPA saying don't say a word. Like there could be a potential
lawsuit,
large malpractice type lawsuit. So they're like, you just keep your mouth shut and you're not getting on that field until you are 1000% healthy.
Yeah, I mean, so with that being said, there's something more to it. They're hiding something, and we won't know until somebody comes out with it and says something. But
to your point, yes, he's 1000% coming back next year.
Yes.
They'll probably rework his deal, if I had to guess, and kick some of that money down the road and open even more cap space. But I think if you continue to improve the defensive line, like Harmon, great. But I still think we need one more piece there because I'm not sold on Keanu Benton. I think if you get a true nose in there, or if Y.A. Black develops and can eat up some blockers, then I think you're going to start to see TJ get less attention and can maybe get back to that form, because I don't think he's washed. I think he might have gotten a half a step slower, but it doesn't help that teams know how to beat us, which is quick strikes right over the middle of the field. I've been beating that fucking dead horse all year that TJ isn't going to be able to do anything when the ball's out of the quarterback's hands in 2 seconds.
So real quick, and then I know we're coming up to it, we already do our picks or whatever, but regards to the TJ situation, I'm kind of glad that everything's been on a down low. There really hasn't been anything coming out. I like the fact that everything's been kept quiet behind the scenes, and hopefully, something's going on behind the scenes that it'll get worked out, and then whatever happens won't happen until after the season. So, and obviously TJ wasn't going to play this week because of what happened. So we may or may not even need him for the rest of the year. So I'm just glad it's behind the scenes.
Well, I'm in agreement.
I'd feel a lot better about it if Nick Herbig didn't have a hamstring, because those things tend to linger around. If Nick Herbig was healthy, then I would feel better about losing TJ. I mean, we know what the stats show. When we were without TJ, we were 1-11 prior to last week, but we also didn't have, Nick Herbig playing the way that he's playing, and Jack Sawyer. And Jack Sawyer is going to be a big key in this game today. This is his time to shine. He's no stranger to big games. He is probably better against the run than Nick Herbig, but doesn't quite have the pass rush repertoire that Herbig has. So he's going to be tested today for sure against that Lions offensive line, which is still one of the best in football.
And then my last note in regards to today's game, there's no way in hell we're going to be able to outscore or keep up with Detroit's offense, especially with both TJ and Herbig out. So
you think it's a blowout?
I think Detroit covers.
Save that till the end. Let's get into our picks real quick.
All right. Going into today's noon slate, kicking it off, we have the Buffalo Bills traveling to Cleveland to take on the Browns.
Does anybody want the team from Huntington Bank Field?
They're calling this Superman against Godzilla.
Who the hell's Godzilla?
Myles Garrett.
Okay, who's Superman? Oh, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
I was thinking the other way around. Okay.
Josh Allen, you better light it up, because I have you starting today for fantasy. I need 5 touchdowns from you.
There is no way in hell I'm taking the team from First Energy for Huntington Bank Field.
I am taking Buffalo in a blowout. I would say 43-10.
Yeah, it's a 10.5 point spread, and I think that's probably not enough. I think Buffalo is unfortunately finding their niche right now, and their defense is playing better. They're getting on a roll. That's a team that I don't want to see in the playoffs again. So yeah, give me Buffalo taking it. Moving on, LA Chargers travel to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Cowboys 1.5 point favorites at home.
Good game.
And Dallas is 6-6, right?
6-7-1.
Oh yeah, they fucking tied.
6-7.
I was waiting for somebody to do that. Who do you got, Chipper?
Give me the Chargers. Chargers have one of the best pass defenses in the league, and that's pretty much what Dallas relies on. So give me the Chargers.
These?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Chargers. They're still in the playoff push right now, so they're going to need to be focused. And Dallas is kind of, well, they're eliminated. So we could see a big crash out today. Pickens has had 2 subpar games 2 weeks in a row now. If it reaches 3, we could see the vaunted George Pickens crash out. Give me
Meltdown.
Yeah.
Listen, as much as I want to pick LA, but for the Steelers' chance to make the playoffs,
you're going to take the Death Blue Star?
Unfortunately, that's what I'm taking.
You got to throw that wild card shit out the fucking window. If we don't win the division, we don't deserve to be in the playoffs. So
you're right. Correct. Okay, so then let me.
No. You already said you take.
Yeah, I'll take the Death. I'll take Death Blue Star.
All right. The eliminated from the playoffs Kansas City Chiefs travel to Tennessee to take on the Titans.
Sorry, Ryan.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes out until potentially into next season with both a torn ACL and LCL. So
your starting quarterback is Gardner Minshew?
Gardner Minshew.
Give me the Titans in an upset.
Wow. And it's at Tennessee, right?
At Tennessee. Wow. Tennessee has won 2 games all year.
I don't see it.
Against worse quarterbacks than Gardner Minshew. I'm still taking the Chiefs. I know they're in disarray right now, but I'm taking the Chiefs.
Tennessee is so bad.
Tennessee by 1 game.
At least Kansas City has a defense.
Tennessee by 1 game-winning field goal. Wow. 18-17 they win.
All right.
Could that actually be the prison inmate game of the week? Kansas City and Tennessee. Huh. We'll go through and we'll figure that out.
Who do you got, Dees? Oh, you took Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm taking Kansas City. Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Miami Dolphins in the Who Gives a Fuck Bowl.
Joe Burrow versus Quinn Ewers. Two former Ohio State quarterbacks going at it.
Correct.
Joey B's fucking pissed off at the franchise.
Could this game end up being like an over-under of like 100? Because both defenses suck. Oh, no, actually, no. Quinn Ewers is playing, so okay. Give me Cincinnati.
Yeah, I think Cincinnati's going to throttle them.
I just remembered.
Although it is in Miami.
He jumped Zach Wilson as their number 2 quarterback.
Who?
Yeah.
Ewers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, I'll take. Because I like Joey B and high-powered offenses, I'll take Joey B. I think Joey B throws for 5 touchdowns against his defense.
And let's just squash this right now. 0 fucking chance that Joe Burrow is a Steeler next year.
Oh,
I don't.
God,
there's not a 0%.
Where the hell did that come from?
There's a 0%.
Idiots on Twitter.
There's a 0%, or there's probably a 30% chance of him being out of Cincinnati next year.
I agree with that. I think that probably more than 30 at this point because it's Cincinnati and he's basically saying you go spend some fucking money. They won't because it's Cincinnati.
You know where I would love to see Joey B at? San Francisco with Kyle Shanahan. I'd trade Purdy for him even up.
I mean,
well, that's not going to happen.
No.
San Francisco would be dumb to do that. Well, no, I'm sorry. Cincinnati would be dumb to do that. Straight up? No.
All right. Another game of the week candidate here. We have the New York Jets traveling down to New Orleans to take on the Saints.
Oh. What game's worse, Chipper? Tennessee or Kansas City or this game? The Jets versus the... And who's starting for the Jets? Is it Tyrod?
No, is it that Brown?
I think it's What the hell is the kid's name?
Oh yeah, Brown.
Something Brown is his last. I know it's Brown.
Yeah.
No, this is the.
And Tyler Shook he's played well the last few weeks.
He has. I picked him up in my keeper league off the waiver wire just as a hideaway, stowaway keeper. So
Yeah, he's played well. Give me the Saints.
yeah, Saints.
I'll take the Aints.
Saints.
All right. Yet another game of the week candidate. What in the fuck? This schedule sucks. Jesus. The Minnesota Vikings taking on the New York Football Giants in New Jersey.
Vikings.
What JJ McCarthy are you getting?
Hopefully the one that I've gotten the last 2 weeks because he's done well for me in fantasy.
Yeah, I'm taking the Vikings, but again, it's a game that it wouldn't shock me if the Giants win this because the Vikings have been so up and down.
Listen, all I want to know is whoever the intern head coach is for the Giants, can we just please get Jameis?
Kafka. Mike Kafka.
Oh, Mike Kafka.
Mike Kafka.
Can we please have a Jameis Winston sighting just as a tight end or a 2-point conversion? Because I like Jameis. Like, Jameis is hilarious. Let's just get Jameis a 2-point conversion or a touchdown somehow, some way. But I'm taking the Vikings. That's all I ask out of this game.
Mike,
given his already short history, I don't know that I'm still playing
Dart.
Like, why risk? Because the kid is talented without a doubt, but he's already he's got his head banged around a few times. I really think I might sit him down. Like, look, let's just focus on next year. Because if he goes out there and fucking, ruptures an Achilles or tears an ACL, that's going to set him back next year. I'm strongly considering, if I'm the Giants, sitting him down.
So does that means that your boy D's is a healthy scratch as QB number 3, right? Russell Wilson.
I would say so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Isn't Mike Kafka from your favorite college, Northwestern?
Did he play there? I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah. Next game. God, the schedule sucks.
It really does. The Tampa Bay Bucks.
Now we see why 4 o'clock games are so much better than the 1 o'clock games.
Right.
Tampa Bay Bucks taking on who?
Carolina Panthers in Carolina. Carolina is a 3-point dog.
Baker's back, and Baker's got a chip on his shoulder about how Tampa Bay did him. I'm taking Baker. He'll probably light them up for 4 touchdowns.
You mean how Carolina did him?
Yes, Carolina did him.
Yeah, Mike Evans is back. Godwin, their receiving core is finally healthy, and they are on the outside looking in right now, so they need this one pretty bad. Although I think if they win this, they are going to be in the driver's seat, are they not?
Who, Tampa Bay or Carolina?
Whoever, they're both 7-7, so I think the winner of this is probably in the lead of the division.
Is it at Carolina?
Yes.
I'm taking Carolina.
You're gonna take sweet Carolina.
I am. I'm taking Carolina. I mean, I haven't followed them much, but I just can't believe that they're 7-7 of being so bad.
What's your boy Bryce Young is starting quarterback?
And they get Tetra McMillan. He's pretty good.
T-Mac, as they call him.
I'm taking Carolina.
T-Mac.
Yeah, I'm taking Tampa. They're finally getting healthy. They could go on a run. I know they're only 7-7 right now, but now that they are healthy, if they get momentum going, they could be a scary offense. Bucky Irvin healthy now, so I'm going to take Tampa. I think they're going to start their playoff push this week and remind everybody that Carolina is still Carolina.
And then NFC South still sucks.
Yep. All right, moving on to the afternoon slate. Jacksonville Jaguars travel to Denver to take on the Broncos.
Good game.
Very good game. 10-4 Jags going in as 3.5-point dogs to the Denver Broncos, who are winners of 11 in a row.
Jaguars are such a hot team right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's such a hot team.
So who are you taking?
I'm taking Denver because it's at Denver, and Denver's defense is outstanding. I think Jacksonville comes back to reality.
Give me Denver by 3.
Give me Duval.
Really?
He's got faith in Liam Cohen.
I don't give a shit if they are 12-2. I still say Denver it's offensively. I think that they're kind of frauds. Defense is legit 100%, but Jacksonville now with Jacoby Myers,
Who just signed a 3-year extension, by the way.
Yeah, fit it in there. I think that they are going to be able to just put enough up to get the win. Denver has escaped more times than Houdini this year, and I think that this was the week that it's going to fall apart for them.
All we had to do was give up a 3rd-round pick for Jacoby Myers.
Which, if you're a gambler, what that means is you need to bet your mortgage on the fucking Broncos, because I suck at picking games this year. All right, moving on. Another 3:00 game. Atlanta Falcons taking on the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh boy,
Kirk O'Chains is still your starting quarterback.
Jacoby Brissett versus Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm a Kirk fan.
They both are up. They both been throwing their asses off. So
let me get Kirk Cousins.
Taking the Falcons.
Yeah, Falcons 3-point favorites there. I'm definitely going Atlanta here.
I'm taking Atlanta for the simple fact that they have a better running back in Bijan Robinson.
Yep. All right, we'll skip that one. Raiders taking on the Houston Texans.
Does anybody want the Raiders? Anybody?
No. I'm taking it.
That spread is what, 14.5? Last I saw?
Yes, 14.5. I do believe Kenny Pickett is the starter.
Right. No, Geno's back.
Geno is back. Yeah. I heard a stat. I think it was on TikTok. Kenny Pickett has played in 36 NFL games, and he's never had more than 1 touchdown pass in a game. Good pick, Pittsburgh.
No, he had 2 touchdowns for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it wasn't against the Raiders?
Yes, he had one of George Pickens and one of Pat Freiermuth.
Or maybe it was one time he did it, and 1 out of 36 might have been the stat. In any event, he fucking sucks. All right, moving on. Sunday Night Football.
Great game.
New England Patriots travel to Baltimore, taking on the Ravens. Somehow the Ravens are 3-point favorites. I don't know what the fuck Vegas knows, but it's kind of scary.
Give me the Patriots.
I can't see the world where this makes sense for them to be favored. I really don't. I'm taking New England. I hope that they just, and this is something that you will probably very, very rarely hear me say, is I hope the Patriots kick the shit out of another team, because I never root for the Patriots, except for this week when they're playing the Ravens.
I mean, the Patriots played the Bills outstanding last week, except for the 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
So when you can match up with Buffalo,
all the more reason why I don't understand the spread. I mean, they, Buffalo came back, but it was, Josh Allen Superman effort.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel's not going to, just let that stand. I think they're going to come in fired up.
So what if you have a 50% running Lamar Jackson and you have a Derrick Henry that for some reason Harbaugh doesn't just want to keep giving the ball, keep feeding him the ball? I mean, that's just amazing how John Harbaugh doesn't do that. I mean, you have one of the top 3 running backs in the league and you don't keep feeding him the ball. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett has had 1 game in his career with 2 touchdown passes, and that was against the Raiders. George Pickens and Pat Freiermuth.
Gotcha.
So Patriots for sure. Patriots.
He still sucks. Monday night, 49ers at the Colts.
Ooh.
Old man Rivers.
44-year-old Rivers.
God bless him.
Versus Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers.
Give me the Niners.
Give me the Niners all day.
Yeah.
I'm pulling for Rivers. Hopefully he gets 2 touchdown passes.
I would absolutely love for Philip Rivers to right the ship and somehow get the Colts into the playoffs, but I just don't see it happening. Although Anthony Richardson is active and back, so
he's active.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
But obviously the Colts know how bad Anthony Richardson is.
They know he's not coming to Pittsburgh. No.
The reason we're here, your Pittsburgh Steelers travel to Detroit today to take on the Lions in a critical game. Lions, the line has kind of fluctuated back and forth, but as it stands right now on ESPN, it is Detroit favored by 7. Who you got?
It came down.
Chipper, go ahead. I'm going to let you start.
Last I saw it was 10.5, but I took the 7.5.
Donnie took the 49ers, the Patriots, the Texans, the Cardinals, the Jags, the Panthers, the Vikings, the Jets, the Dolphins.
There's no way in hell we're winning this game. So give me the Lions minus the 7.5. They'll cover. I'll even the over is like 46.5. I'll even take the over.
Okay.
Where are you getting your lines at? The over on ESPN Bet is 52.5.
Oh, wow. I got it at 46.5.
Are you going to bet on it, Chipper?
I got it at 46.5.
You took the over or the under?
Oh, I took the over.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, 46.
Donnie says Steelers by the spread. Steelers by 7.
Well, that'd
Donnie,
be
are you
twice
drinking
the spread?
Donnie, are you drinking 2 this morning?
Little early to be hitting Grandpa's cough syrup, buddy.
Yeah. Little moonshine, little
Go ahead,
Vicks
D.
Formula 44 this morning.
Go ahead, Dees. Who you got?
Look, I've been out on this team for the last few weeks, and we're winning. It hasn't changed my opinion. I don't see us having much of a chance, especially with the guys out that we have out. That running game is just going to prove to be too strong. I think we'll put on a good showing. I don't think anyway we're going to get the absolute brakes beat off of us, but I think Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery are going to pound it up in the middle. Gibbs breaking it outside. That's going to let Jared Goff do what he does. So I think the Lions are probably going to go for 35 to 40 points, and I'm going to go Lions. Let's just say Lions 31, Steelers 21.
Okay. So if we go back to our picks from the beginning of the season, I have us ending on a 4-game win streak. Ending the season on a 4-game win streak, finishing 11-6. We currently sit 8-6. So we got to win 3 more. So Pittsburgh, for you guys not to have me drink Starbucks. Hold on, Starbucks. I need you to get this win. 27-24. We win on a Bogsville game winner.
Haven't seen one of those in a while.
Yeah, and that kind of sucks for me because I have Boswell in my fantasy league.
He's been a disappointment, which is kind of cool because that means we're scoring more touchdowns.
Well, I was just gonna say it's a disappointment, but it isn't because we've been so efficient in the red zone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and by the way, let's talk red zone. Steelers are the 3rd highest team to score inside the red zone this year. So once we get in a red zone, we score a touchdown. So whatever
which has been a problem for us for fucking since Cower was the head coach.
Yeah. So they're doing something right in the red zone. Pittsburgh,
come on, Boz, give me 4 field goals.
I'm cool with that. I got them in fantasy.
Same here.
Josh Allen, 85 touchdowns.
I have Jahmyr Gibbs in fantasy.
So I have David Montgomery and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
On one of my teams that I'm in the semis, I started the week off with Puka Nacua and Kenneth Walker Jr. I was already up 90-0 come by Friday morning.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about it.
All right, guys, have a Merry Christmas. We'll see you guys next.
Deez, have a Merry Christmas, bud.
You guys too, man.
We'll see you guys next Sunday, hopefully on a 2-game winning streak for the Steelers. 2 games after that. Hopefully we win out the rest of the season. So I ain't gonna
eat shit, Adam.
Hopefully I ain't got to do the Starbucks. And Chipper, hopefully you got to do the
go through the drive-through and pick your order out because you're definitely going to enjoy some coffee next week.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Give me your order ahead of time and text it to me.
Yeah.
4 pumps. So for Chipper,
Merry Christmas, everybody.
For D,
ho ho ho.
For everybody in Steelers land that's hoping for a win. Yeah. For me, not drinking Starbucks. We'll see you guys next week here. Steel City Renegades. We're out.
Bye-bye.